Hi everyone, today's video is about supporting practices for doing inner work, particularly for things like shadow work. But you can lean on these practices anytime you feel like you're holding too much. So clear your to-do list for 15 minutes and let's just be. Grab your journal and let's begin. The door is open, come inside. Okay, so as I said, today I'm talking about supporting practices, and they're supporting practices for when we're doing inner work, but not only when we're doing inner work. These practices are good for general living and generally sort of metabolizing the stress of daily life. The reason that supporting practices are particularly important when we're doing inner work, such as shadow work, is that as we discover things that are in the shadow, sometimes it elicits strong feelings in us, intense feelings, such as frustration perhaps. It can elicit grief or anger or sadness. And in order for that energy not to kind of take root in our bodies, we want to move that energy on. So I have a selection of practices that are very good depending on what element you have heavily in your chart. And when I say what element you have heavily, obviously we all have all of the elements. But if, for example, your sun is in a fire sign, or your moon is in a fire sign, or you have a lot of planetary placements in fire, then that means that you have a lot of fire energy. The same goes for the other elements, air and water and earth. I'm today going to start with talking about the fire signs, the fire energy. Fire energy is the least dense of all the energy types. It is the energy of spirit, of the part of us that makes us alive and want to be alive, and that energy is really dynamic, it's kinetic, it moves really fast, and it's inspirational. So if we have a lot of fire placements in our chart, then the kind of supporting practices that we might lean towards, that might really appeal to us, are things that involve being kinetic, so moving the body. Any kind of exercise that gets the heart rate up. If you don't currently have an exercise practice, then even marching in your house or shaking it off, shaking off whatever energy is emerging in you. As I say, anything that really gets your heart rate up. Okay, fear can get your heart rate up, and I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about heart rate up through movement. Skipping is a great thing for fire energy. If you happen to have a lot of Aries energy in you, then I would add into that mix competitive movement. So go and play sport with somebody. Go and play tennis or squash, or even better, play some football. So all of that for fire energy. Then coming down to slightly more dense energy, although air energy is, as you know, it's really also very light. The air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and the quality of the air element is also very fast moving. It's pervasive, and it's the sign that indicates the mind. So if you think about air energy relating to the mind, it's the thoughts and as they come. And as you know, if you've ever tried to do meditating, trying to stop thoughts coming is a fairly impossible task. So for the air signs, or the heavy air placements, the things that are really nice for moving that energy along are things like breath work. obviously because it involves air. Talking to a friend also really helps. Personally, I have my moon in Gemini, and I find that when I'm talking to a friend and I'm talking freely, I get to hear what is going on in my own head in a way that sometimes being in the head, you can't really kind of make a lot of sense out of it. Walking is really good for it's good for the body, but it's also good for the mind in that the left-right movement creates coherence in the mind. And writing, so the practice of journaling or doing morning pages. I will put a link to morning pages in the video description. But journaling and morning pages is a way to take all of the information that feels a little bit like chaos and put it into some kind of organized form, and that's really helpful for the air signs. Okay, so the water signs. The water signs are a little bit more dense than air and fire, and the signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Now, if you think about the quality of water, water is fluid and it flows. It is also merging, so anything that gets put into water dissolves and merges with water bonds. And water rivers merge into the sea, for example. So that tends to be the qualities of the sign, the water signs, all that they have in common, and very, very strongly in that quality is caring for our families, caring for our ideals, and caring for humanity in a compassionate kind of way, particularly for Pisces placements. So the things that soothe the water, which is the emotional body, when there's intensity, is being near water. So baths, going swimming in the ocean. My favorite is having a salt bath. Very fortunately, I'm close to a salt spa. Music. Music has a way of, depending on what kind of music appeals to you, has a way of kind of soothing the emotions. Sleeping is a great thing for water placements, and doing inner child work. Listening is a wonderful thing for water placements. Okay, so then we move on to the earth signs, and for the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, the quality of earth, it's very most dense of all the energies. It's persistent, it's consistent, it's dependable. And the things that are soothing to heavy earth placements are returning to routine, so returning to a consistent persistence, making something. Earth quality is the quality of manifestation of our bodies, the bones and the muscle and the blood that makes up our body. That is all signified by the earth signs. Using your body to make things is soothing for the heavy earth placements. Perhaps going into the kitchen, making a meal, and allowing the process of making the meal to be soothing. Going into the garden, tending to a garden also can be really soothing. Grounding exercises are very good for earth placements, for releasing negative feelings into the earth and letting them fertilize. Being in nature. Now, you might say to me, well, you've got a lot of water signs or you've got a lot of air signs and you also like being in nature. So that's because all of us have all the elements in our charts. Aside from that, I've said that earth signs correlate with the body, with the material of the body, and we all have bodies. When it comes to water, we all have emotions, and with air, we all have minds, we all have thoughts, and with fire, we all have a will to live and a spirit and a get up and go. So any of these things, even if you don't have heavy placements, some of the other ideas might really work for you. You might really like that form of supporting exercise, and you're very welcome to mix it up and match it. If you are still on this list of things, you've not yet found your thing that you think might be supporting you, yoga is a universal supporting mechanism. And the reason that it's a universal mechanism is because yoga represents all of the elements. Your body is the element of earth. The flow of yoga is the water. The breath that you incorporate into your body is the air. And the movement of yoga is the fire. So below this video, I'm going to also link to another YouTube channel called Yoga with Adriene. She happens to be my favorite yoga instructor, and she's got a very nice video about regulating the nervous system. It's a 15-minute practice, and for anybody who is dealing with really intense emotions, that is a wonderful practice to do. And I have it bookmarked. I suggest that you bookmark it too. So if this video has stirred in you an interest in beginning shadow work and you would like to work with me, my contact details are below this video. If you think that a family member, a friend, or a foe even might be interested in the content that I'm sharing, please feel free to share this channel with them. If you would like some more of this kind of content, please subscribe. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time. The door is open. Come inside.